from the first fundamental sword video, the arc of the cut is the same in every cut, whether as far as you want it to go past the target so that the shape of your arm brings it back to you, so that it provides the cut. So when I'm drawing the sword, I want to make sure that the blade is out here far enough, like it would be up here far enough. So when it comes out, it's got to be out here so that it can cut across. If I'm drawing underneath, it's got to be far enough past so that it can cut toward me. So it can cut so we want to make sure the shape of all the cuts is the same. That's how they cut. From the above angle, to give you an idea of the shape of a cut, when we do a horizontal cut, we draw and cut. The tip should be about even with my shoulder. What I see people do, beginner students will almost always draw to the finished position. Why this is flawed is because if I'm drawing to the finished position, I completely miss the target. I'm not even touching it, right? But if I draw straight down the center, I have a lot of blade length that goes across there. And I'm not moving my body, I'm sitting so that you can see that I'm not moving to adjust. The draw should go straight down the center toward the opponent's face. So if I'm drawing straight toward the center and then cutting, there's a lot of sword past the target. And as I come across, you'll notice that it's dragging through and making this cutting motion to the finished destination. So I want to draw and cut to the finished destination. The plane of cut. So when you are drawing the sword, no matter what angle you are drawing the sword or what you are trying to cut, on the draw, the blade should always be in the plane of cut by the time it leaves the saya. So if I am cutting across like shoulder height, it comes out straight up and down with sharp edge up, but at the last bit, it turns so that it's flat, so that it can cut across. If I'm drawing it up, like to cut the temple or the neck or the collar or somewhere like that, it comes up and then turns at the correct angle for the plane of cut. So it can't turn in motion. It turns before it leaves the saya. If you are swinging, you can't change the angle of the cut in the swing. It has to go straight, it has to go smooth, it has to be in the plane of cut. It can't twist or turn, otherwise it will get stuck, it will be cutting and get stuck in the target or the body and not go all the way through and possibly bend your blade. If you're swinging fast enough with enough power and it catches hard enough, it can damage your sword. So the cuts are always in a flat plane from beginning to end. Even if it's an angle, it's the same plane from beginning to end. It comes up, comes down, comes across. The whole cut is in the same plane with itself. So when I'm drawing, it turns at the last minute. Because if I'm going to swing at you, I don't want you to see that it's coming out this way, because then you'll know that I'm coming from this side. So I want to turn it at the last minute, or the last second, even. So if I'm cutting from underneath, it comes out straight, but then at the last second, it turns and turns. If I'm cutting you from the temple, it turns at the last second. Thank you for watching this video today. I hope this helps you. I'm planning to do a small series on fundamentals of swordsmanship and then tie them into how Aikido uses specific movements out of the sword in Aikido. Body position, hands, angles, concepts, how Aikido uses those things. So please watch my videos.